Hello, beautiful souls. I have entered a challenge from my friend Carmen, who is Carmen's Treasures here on YouTube. And this is my first ever pocket letter. She wanted a pocket letter and a Memorydex card. So here's my pocket letter. This is my version of a Victorian dollhouse. And I've used several dies that I have in my stash. I've also used the gold foil paper, like metallic paper, for the fence, as you can see there, and the door, and the lamppost, and this fence here as well. So this is fence, and I just cut it, you know, it's one die, and I just cut it to fit a part of it here and a part of it there, and then I fussy cut some cutouts. And then this is a stamp, a window stamp that I have in my stash. And I stamped it on designer paper. And then I took part of the ornate pieces that come with this door. This is a door that I've had for a long time, but it also has an ornate design like this here on the sides, but it wouldn't fit inside the pocket. So I cut those pieces off, and I've used the window that comes to this. I cut out some of the pieces and added them behind the window. And then here is a bird cage. This is a die also that I've cut out several times to make it nice and sturdy. And then I added some more elements here. This is my favorite bird cage. I've used it before in a different project a few years back. And this is a heart that I've laminated and crocheted around it. Oops, sorry, I wasn't in frame. So this is a heart again. And I've laminated it. It's laminated, you know, on both sides. And then I crocheted around it, as you can see there. And then I just clipped it on. I tied it to a binder clip here. And I just clipped it on here so that you can easily take it off. And I also glued some trim here, but I didn't glue it where the holes are because she does want to put this in a binder. So the holes are not glued, so she can still put it through the rings of the binder. See? And there as well. Oh, you can't even see. So, yeah. And then in the back, I just added, oh, here, I added some flowers up here, and down here, I went ahead of myself. I added this border up here. More flowers, and I added these corner flowers here the same way, the same ones that are down here, and I layered some flowers there, and the corner flower there is there as well. And here is another die, and I cut it in half so that I can fit them in here. Isn't that so pretty? Because there are some houses that have like this ornate looking design on the top of a roof. So I added it here. I felt that it was really Victorian. So that is that. Sorry for the glare. Okay. And then in the back, here are the goodies. And I figured since it was a house, here I added a picture frame. Here I added a dresser. These are clay pieces from a mold that I have bought on AliExpress, and that one as well. And here's a settee. Look how pretty that is. So she can put it in her projects. I added some resin pieces here, some of those cutout roses that I decorated the house with, and then two blings there. And friends, this is like vintage ephemera. It's you know, it's a copy, of course. It's not the real thing, but there's some in here. Here's some lace trim that you can use. And you know, she does journals, so she can put this in her journals. And here's some buttons. So these are the goodies. And then for the Memorydex, I'm going to put it here because it's so pretty. If it's not too glary, right there. Okay. And then here's the Memorydex card that I created for her. I layered it like multiple times. It does have chipboard in between, so it's really, really sturdy. Here I had this wood sentiment. It says rejoice. And I added those flowers here again. This one is laminated. This flower here, it's very shiny, see? And I added this bow and, you know, some trims. And this element here that I have in the Victorian Lace Tea Party collection on Teatime and Dolls at Tea Shop. And there's glue strings everywhere. Jeez. And I glued some trim behind that. I gathered it behind it before I glued it down. And here's another lace element. I mean, lace flower rose element there. And then I didn't do anything in the back. She can do, you know, something if she wants. You can add, you know, her favorite Bible verse back here. But I did stamp it so she'll remember that I was the one that created it for her. It says Teatime and Dolls. So I did stamp it in the back. And then this is a gift for her. And she might watch the video before she receives this. So I don't want, you know, to show her this. She got to see this. She's probably going to see this. But you won't get to see this, Carmen. Because you're sneaky. I know you're going to watch. I'm positive you're going to watch. So I wanted, you know, at least to have one element of surprise in there for her. It is her birthday, and we are friends, you know, off of YouTube, off of the cameras. We do converse over the phone. You know, we check up on each other from time to time. And okay, I also wanted to give an update on the 3D house gift box that I did create. I finally had a friend of mine, a friend of mine, her daughter actually, you know, explained to me how to convert the you know, files into SVGs. So because I normally create files through the Brother Scan and Cut, and I didn't know how to convert it to an SVG. Well, she explained it to me. You know, she helped me out, and I really appreciate it, Abby. Thank you so much for taking the time out to explain it to me, to do that for me. It is deeply, deeply appreciated with a very warm heart. Thank you for that. And I wanted to mention Abby, because she is separate from her mom. Her mom is Ida, who is created to create. But Abby has talent of her own. And I wanted, you know, I didn't want to always say, you know, Ida's daughter, because Abby is a whole person all by herself, and I don't want her to be under the shadow of her mom, because she is talented in her own right. You know, so Ida has a lot of talented people in her family. Okay. And I want to give credit where it's due. Okay, so I just wanted to share that, you know, as an update, because I haven't posted anything since I showed this last, you know, in the last video. And I wanted to share that. So I am working on that so that you guys can have this amazing file. Okay, so with that being said, thank you for joining me today. So let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.